All right, what's going on, YouTube? It's Edwin back. Oh, wait. I almost forgot my wedding ring. What's going on, YouTube? It's Edwin back again for Strictly Comics, and we have here first our DC comic book review of the day. Oh, of the week, sorry. These things don't come out every day, they come out once a week. Kind of wish they did come out every day, but... Pandora #1. This is the prelude to the Trinity War, the major story arc that's supposed to be here as a part of the summer of 2013. As we know, every summer, just like box office Hollywood hits, comic books have to do the same thing. They have to come out here and just grab everybody's attention and say, hey, read me, read comics, read comics. And when we're not in school, we try to find something to do, and we say, hey, why don't I read some comics? And that's what we end up doing, because they know us. They know that we're just sitting idly, passive, don't know what to do. We're just looking for things to capture our interest and stimulate our minds. So what do? We read comics. And that's what we're here for, everybody. We're here to read comics. I want to say that the artwork on this book is, I don't really know what to think about it. I could see how it kind of goes along with the story a little bit. I feel like the artwork does a really good job, but I think that the story is probably more in the writing rather than the art, even though the art also does a really good job. What kind of happens in this book is that this lady right here, Pandora, the beginning of the story kind of takes place, I don't know, 10, 100,000 years in the past, something like that. And she's basically like a caveman. They're more like an Indian caveman, Indian tribal type of people. And they speak English. Amazing. But anyways, she's supposed to do an errand for her mother. And she is told not to wander or to be adventurous or as outgoing as she is. She's told not to be not to explore or anything like that. So obviously she's the type of individual that's very curious about things and likes to explore and journey and stuff like that. Her personality gets the better of herself. But at the same time, not really. It got the better of herself because she just noticed a glow under the bushes. She went, saw what the glow was. It was like a skull with it was like a gold skull with I think it was I don't know if it was ruby eyes, red ruby eyes, or if it was just a glow. And then it had like a third eye as well on the top of his forehead. What happened was when she picked this thing up and she looked into the eyes of the skull, it triggered something to where whatever was housing, whatever was in the skull came out. And what came out were the 7 deadly sins. What do you got? Murder, lust, greed, pride, gluttony. Anyways, I'm not going to go through it. The 7 deadly sins. Just watch that movie 7 with Morgan Freeman and Brad Pitt. Y'all know what I'm talking about. So, I mean, I like it because there's a biblical, kind of a biblical tone to it a little bit as far as how sin came into the world. But this is kind of like how sin came into the world through the eyes of DC Universe. And I guess sin was just bottled and housed up in this golden skull. And because she released it, her releasing of the 7 deadly sins is the reason why now we have these sins in the world of murder and pride and gluttony and all the rest of them. So if you want to know why all these things are happening in the world, why we have war, why we have poverty, why we have murder, rape, all that stuff, blame this girl right here, because she's the one that really did it. Nah, I'm just playing, but it's actually a really good book. What happens is that when she releases it like 100,000 years ago, she sees the progression of these sins throughout humanity, like every 2, 3, 4, 5, every 1,000 years, and sees how things just get worse and worse and worse. The thing is these sins take on the form, they take on an identity, the form of a spirit, and she can see the spirits, but nobody else can. And it's very interesting because that's how a lot of things really work in the world. A lot of people don't believe in ghosts and stuff like that because you can't see them. Quick ministry tool, quick ministry lesson right here. We have physical eyes. We see physical things. If God gave us spiritual eyes, we would see spiritual things. So that's why we don't believe, that's why a lot of people don't believe in the spiritual world, because you can't see it. Just because you can't see it doesn't mean that it's not there. So that's kind of the way it is with her. She can see these spirits, but people that are influenced by them can't see them. So, you know, it's interesting. What happens is, as she sees the progression of the evil throughout the world, she also comes to this realization that instead of trying to stop them, she really comes to this conclusion that she can't stop them, not based on her own strength or her own power. So what she does is she goes through like training of like learning how to bind spirits through. She takes on, she becomes basically kind of a student of various cultures and various wisdoms, various magic practices and stuff like that, because ultimately what she wants to do is she wants to correct what she caused to go wrong. She wants to make right what she caused to go wrong. And she goes through training to try to stop these spirits, and she at the end of the book, she ultimately ends up in Gotham City. She also is aware of very good-hearted, very people that are really full of integrity and good heart and character, that have a heart and care for the world and other people rather than themselves. Basically, I guess you could say they're not influenced by these spirits. And so, because these people have such strong character and integrity and moral and ethics and all that stuff, she's able to look at them and see them as possible advocates towards what she wants to do. And, you know, I won't say who she's really looking to. I guess I try not to be a spoiler, but and you think I might have given it away by saying Gotham City. I didn't. But it's a good book. It's a solid read. I'm definitely curious to see what's going to happen in the future. I probably will continue Trinity War because of this, because it's given me enough to think like, I wonder where this is going. But then in a way, when you look at that middle panel, you know how DC and Marvel just flood their comic books with ads. When you look at the inner panel, you see like Trinity War, then you see everybody fighting each other. My guess, and I don't know, I'm just speculating here. My guess is that these spirits influence the DC heroes and villains of the DC universe, and that's where we get the Trinity War, because everybody's kind of fighting each other, and that's kind of where she comes in, because it shows her in the middle of this panel where she's just on her knees and she's just like, you know, she's like this, and you see after you read this that, okay, all this is her fault in a way. Good book. I'm going to give this a 4 out of 5 because I know a lot about the Bible, and I think because of that, it kind of has my interest. It's interesting to see how DC is going to put all this into play in their comic books, but I think it's going to be a good summer hit in comic books. I hope that it is. So check it out, you guys. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. More importantly, keep God first in your life. Enjoy your comic books, though, and God bless you guys. I'm out of here.